Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Shireen. Guys, I am going to talk about Johnny Depp case today because boy, I must be obsessed. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. I am sure if you haven't heard anything about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, you're living under a rock. So, did you guys listen to Dr. Yu's testimony today? Or she had the testimony yesterday and the cross-examine today, this morning. So I just want to come here and share a bit of information or my analysis or my commentary on the situation here. So, so Dr. Huge, she is a psychologist and a forensic. She testify all the time at criminal case and whatnot. Not. And she said that she diagnosed Amber Heard with PTSD, which is um, post-traumatic stress disorder. And she said that Amber have post PTSD due to the fact of the Johnny Depp, because of Johnny Depp, basically what she's saying. She's saying that she's having PTSD because of Johnny Depp. Now, I'm just sitting here wondering how is it that she has PTSD due to Johnny Depp when Amber had childhood trauma and she did not take Amber childhood trauma into consideration by when giving that diagnosis. So there's one thing I found that very strange, right? I've really found that very strange. I have my paper here that I'm looking at. So, and another thing that she said too is she's basically saying that women cannot be as violent as male, which is not true, right? I mean, yes, most case and a lot of studies shows that men are more violent than women, but in this case, it's a one-off case and she cannot make a statement like that when we all see that Amber seems like she is the one who is always proactive when it comes to violence, right? But this Dr. Hughes, is saying no, she's not. She's reactive. That means she's saying that is Johnny caused her to behave like that, right? That is the story she's trying to sell us, right? She's saying that Amber is reactive, she's defensive, and she is a retaliatory. She have a retaliatory behavior, right? That mean when she's being provoked, that is when she retaliate, right? That's what she's saying. But we see the audio, and we seen that she didn't have to be at one point in one of the audio video that that Amber was the provoker. She was the one who was provoking Johnny and she slapped Johnny. So what would you call that? So how is it that she's reactive and Johnny is not reactive? Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? I mean, and she and at that point Amber did engage in violent behavior, right? And she disqualified. That is almost that didn't happen, right? And to us, we already get a sense of all the people that testify on Johnny's behalf. We get a sense that Johnny is the retriever. He's always want to go away, avoid the situation. He's always asking to leave, but this doctor wasn't giving us that. She's saying that Amber is reactive. She's saying that Johnny is the provoker and he's a violent person, right? And then I noticed that she mentioned a lot of things about male about male can't be male are normally violent, more violent than women. Basically, that's what she's saying. She says male are more violent than women. And because of that, because of those research, Amber couldn't be the provoker in this case, right? Now, my analysis from it is that Dr. Corey, which is Johnny forensic psychologist, she did say that Amber have borderline personality disorder, and she said Amber have histrionic personality disorder. What that is that Amber hype up things, and Amber make things seem more dramatic than it is. Now, we have seen some evidence of that. How did we see some evidence of that? We saw some evidence of that through the recording, right? We saw evidence of that. But Amber forensic psychologist is not giving us anything. She's not saying, she says, you know what, she has personality, she has PTSD and whatnot, not. And her trauma come from Johnny, not from our childhood, not from our childhood. She don't have childhood trauma, not from childhood, which we know that her parents, like Amber parents, was heroin addicts, right? And we know that what that looks like. If somebody has heroin addicts, we know that trauma is inside that household. They just don't just smoke and drugs up and nothing happen. Those children are affected. So I don't know why wouldn't she say that about the childhood trauma. The next thing that I noticed, there's two professional guys, and the two professional are saying two different things. Now, Johnny pay his professional and Amber pay her professional. And then those two professional comes together and say whatever the client want them to say. They are on their team. It's like Team Amber and Team Johnny, right? So we cannot use, to me, it cancel out each of it. It doesn't matter what the judge want to say, it cancel out. So what we have to depend on at this point is depend on the audio video that we hear and we know of, and these are facts, right? Because obviously these two professionals, they are two highly educated professionals not giving us anything, right? And so that is where I stand there. So I didn't think that Dr. Yu did any damage. I thought that Johnny psychologist did more damage, because I think it run true to most people than the other one, right? Because she was the Dr. Hughes was very I think she was defensive. She wasn't really clear. She was mumbling. She wasn't really on point, right? And she didn't give us anything that we can relate to, right? Other than she's saying that men are more violent than women. And we know that, but in this situation, they said it are more usually, right? It's not 100%, right? And that's what she didn't fear. She didn't prove that to us. But in this case, we have seen that Amber are always the aggressor here. And we're seeing in the testimony that that Johnny is the retriever. Okay. So now we want to go to Amber testimony today. So Amber took the stand, and as you know, they ask her about herself and whatnot, and when she got married and how it go and blah blah blah, and she go through which they meet in Rum Diary 2009, and they got married in 2015, right? And they give a picture. She painted a picture of Johnny Depp, lavish living, how he tries to buy her family, and how she tried to set up the story. And when she's talking, I thought that she was talking directly to the jury. And I thought she was like, she was very keen on some of the words that she was saying when she was, and at one point she was crying. I don't know if she was crying. I didn't see any tears, but it feel like she was putting on a show for us. It's almost like you were in a movie listening to an act, right? That's what I felt when I took my feelings on, I thought about it, and I was trying to be very non-biased, you know. And she was telling the story, and then the thing that stands out to me a lot is, I have it written down here, is that she said that when Johnny Depp, the first encounter she had with Johnny Depp, when Johnny Depp hit her or slap her in her face, is when Johnny Depp had a tattoo on him. And she asked Johnny Depp, Johnny, what is that? And Johnny said, it is, you make reference to it. I can't remember what was said, but, and then she laughed. And then she said, Johnny Depp back, she said that Johnny hit her. And then she was just stunned. And then she said again, he slapped her again. And then she's just stunned. And then she made mention of, she fell on the floor. And then when she was on the floor, she thought it was, the carpet was dirty. I was wondering, if you're giving the story, why would you paint a picture of the outside of what is really happening? She talked about the carpet being dirty, and she was on the dirty carpet. She never really take note that the carpet was dirty, but she was just dumbfounded. Basically, that's what she said. And then she said she didn't say anything to Johnny, and then she went into our car, and then she go ahead and start to explain about when she's in the car, how her breath was on the windshield, and she very descriptive, almost like she almost want to copy the way how Johnny tells his story in the beginning. But I found that very interesting, right? And then she said that Johnny wept, like when he wept and said to her, I'm not going, I would never do it again. But what get me is when she says, not even her father cries at her grandmother's funeral. Oh. It's almost like she's trying to make mention, to show, like your grandmother, we all have sympathy for her grandmother, right? So she's trying to draw on the people's sympathy right there. To me, that's what I felt. Like she's trying to draw on the people's sympathy, and says, oh, Johnny was crying like a baby, and her father didn't cry at the his mother own funeral, a big grown ass man, right? And then she talk about the monster, right? She bringing the monster in there, and says how he says that he's gonna take the monster away, which is the drugs, and the monster make him do that and whatnot, not right. And it just, the story just, and the story just go on and on and on. And then she go ahead and talk about how Johnny was drinking a lot of tea, and you can see how she's setting up the scene. She said Johnny was drinking a lot of tea because she wants us to know that Johnny drinks a lot. But we already knew that. And because he had some liver problem. I don't know how did that come into the situation, but that's what she said. She says, oh, we have liver problem. Well, I mean, she wants us to know that Johnny drinks so much that Johnny has liver problem. Guys, I don't know. She tried, to me, she was trying very hard to set up the scene to make her story flow of all the things that we have heard, right? She talked about she bought a knife for Johnny because they asked her, why did you buy that knife for Johnny? Right? And she said she bought the knife for Johnny because it has turquoise on it, and Johnny liked turquoise. And then she said that one interesting things that she said that got me. She said that those were Johnny's word, like till death do us part. Was it, what was that what she said? She says she's inscribed on the knife, till death do us part. So I'm thinking that she said those are Johnny's word, that's why she put it there. That is so unromantic if you use somebody's word to put on his is present that you're giving that person. I thought that was interesting that she said that, because she cover herself, right? She tried to cover herself. And then she go ahead and talk about how she talked to her therapist. But at that point, it was 6 days after she spoke to her therapist, did she when she had the bruises, she talked to her therapist. There wasn't any evidence of that in the first place, so I don't know where that came from. And then she started to set up the scene, and then she talked about how she felt beautiful with Johnny, and how she felt like $1 million. And then she said, oh, Johnny give her all kind of gift. And she said the electricity in the room with she and Johnny was so great. And then one thing I should point out, she also said that when Johnny kissed her, the way she used the word he grabbed, she said he grabbed both cheeks. No, that's not kind of romantic. To me, she's trying to let us believe that he is aggressive. She used those aggressive words. I would say he hold my face and gentle kiss me, right? Because that's what happened, because she said she was in love then. But she didn't use that word. She said he grabbed her face. So she paint the picture like Johnny is this person who is vile, right? And she said now she realized the relationship was on. I've never heard somebody say the relationship is on. That is kind of that is so distasteful of a word to use. The relationship is on. I would rather hear her say, that's when we know that the relationship is consensual, or that's when the relationship started, or that's when I was sure that I am his girlfriend, something to that effect. But she used the word the relationship is on as if it is some business, right? Maybe it is business, I don't know. And she says, and then she go into this little thing that she goes into, and then she start to say, i felt I felt this man. She says I feel like Johnny understood me, where I came from. To me, this is like she wants us to sympathize with her. She says where I came from, where I was around when she says she felt comfort. She thought that Johnny knew her. He understood her, know where she's coming from. And she felt like the most beautiful person in the world. And I feel like $1 million. And she go on, and she painting this beauty. It's like sometimes she paint this beautiful picture, and another time she paint this picture like she's just a totally different person speaking. So I could see that she have some kind of personality disorder, because even in her speech, it's not so consistent with her wording. Because this minute she's talking about how Johnny grabbed her face when in the beginning of the relationship, and the next minute she's talking about, oh, I thought he loved me, and he felt and he know me, and then one minute she's talking about the relationship is on. It's almost like the way she look at it's like it's two different people talking here. I don't know. That's what I get from it. I mean, people tell me if I'm making up shit here. So, and then that's as far as I get. And then I want to say too, so many things that I want to even point out to you, that I think that Johnny might win this case, right? Remember, Johnny accused her of cutting off his finger, right? She said that she has bruises on her face. But when the police officer came to the house twice, they never saw any bruises. They said that the bruises, or what she claimed was bruises, was consistent with a light-skinned person crying, right? They saw her crying, right? She pooped on Johnny's bed, which she claimed it's a practical joke gone wrong, right? She hit him after her 30th birthday party, because he was with his accountant trying to figure out some money that was missing or whatnot, right? And then she did the Washington Post, and yeah, and then never mind that she did say about the makeup, right? There was a makeup that she made mention of, and the makeup did not. She said that she used that makeup, and she cover up our bruises on our face. And then the person came out and said that that makeup wasn't even introduced to the public until 2017, right? And her situation happened between 2014 and 2015, I think, right? So right there, she was lying. So, right. And then remember, her two witnesses pull out, as far as I know, like Franco and Musk, right? Elon Musk. They pull out. They are no longer her witness, right? And I did say that the police saw no marks on her, right? And I want to say too, she talked about how the relationship was intense from the beginning, and she kept using the word intense. And it's almost like I have heard the word use intense, like we are in intense love, but intense can also show a bit of danger, a bit of recklessness, or a bit of, it's almost like savagely. The word intense that she used, oh, it was always intense, and we are always in our little bubble, and we weren't just going out to the supermarket on our own. We were always in this different lifestyle, and which I agree with her, she did. And not to mention that the manager in Bahamas, on the Bahamas island, did also testify that she saw she threw something at Johnny, right? So a lot of people there testifying, right? And yeah, a lot of people testifying that she hurts Johnny. And I want to even point out here too that when she was setting up her story, she also talked about how Johnny buy her expensive and lavish gift. He bought her a horse. He's kind. You see how she changed? How she said how he was kind, he's gentle, him shower dad with gifts. It's almost like she wants us to believe that he was buying his parents' love, because remember, Johnny testified that the mom likes him. So it's almost like Amber now is trying to set it up as if Johnny was buying his parents' love, right? Like giving them gift to buy their affection, right? And she said too, and the reason why I mentioned this also is that she said that her friends are what she says her friends, she rely on her friends for I don't know the word, for support. Yes, she said she rely on her friends for support. Now, if a person said that she rely on her friends for support, that means, okay, I rely on my friends for support, and here is my husband buying my friends, taking my friends on lavish gifts, lavish vacation, and so on and so forth. That mean it to me, she's saying, these are my friends, and you're buying all of those things for my friends. I need my friend for support. So what she's implying is that Johnny is trying to buy her friends. And so she no longer have her friend as support. And that's what her friend was there for. But it's not consistent with what she's saying. She's saying Johnny is jealous. Johnny control her clothing. Johnny is, obviously she's want to say that Johnny is the aggressor here, and she want to paint a picture like Johnny is a narcissist and Johnny is an abuser or a woman beater. But I have been through abusive relationship, and I can tell you this now, her behavior when a man is buying lavish gifts to friends and family and whatnot not, usually abuser don't want to keep people around because they don't want to they don't want you to see their dirty behavior. But this is something different. We are seeing that Johnny is keeping all these people around, right? That's what we are seeing here. So that is a red flag for me right there and then, right? And then the fact that she did, I talk about the fact that she bought Johnny the knife, and then she says And that's Johnny used to say. Johnny used to say that same thing that she carved in the knife until death. No, but she said it in a different language, right? So that wasn't, to me, that is, she is covering her bases here, right? She covering her bases. And yeah, that's it. And yeah, basically, and I did mention about the fake evidence, and she got caught. Yes, she fake. I think that she faked the evidence when it comes to the makeup. I did talk about that, and the makeup came from the Madeline, man Manlalin. I don't remember what the name of the makeup is, to be real honest, but it's some makeup. But the con the correcting kit came out in 2017, and her thing occur in 2014, between 2014 and 2015. And then remember when they have the CTV video in the elevator, and she did not look sick. So I mean, we would love to hear from Ian Must and Franco, because this would put a lot of clarity to the case, right? And the witnesses are, it's almost like everything was staged. They're trying to stage everything. I don't know, the photo, everything. I don't know. If I was, I mean, people saw her the next day and her skin was clear. 6 days later, she goes to the police station, and that's where she have scars on herself after 6 days. She even do a public interview. So even her hairstylist says that's not true. She didn't have anything on her. So I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. Anyhow, guys, that is it. That is what I have to say. Now, she fired her PR team. Now, why she fire her PR team? Because she's not getting good publicity. She's not getting good. I mean, most of the things that is going out, people don't like her, basically. And then now she have this PR team now, and then they came now, and then she was supposed to testify before the psychologist, forensic psychologist, and maybe the PR tell her to, okay, we're going to make the psychologist testify first before Amber. So a little tricky thing going on there. I don't know what is going on there. And I need to mention that the psychologist, she was not being honest either, because when she testified the day before, she said that she is a witness. She said that she's a witness in this case, because that's what she trained on, and that not. And then the next day, she said she was an expert witness, and then the next day she's saying as a psychologist. So she did dodge the bullet there, and her story wasn't clear. And then something about filling out the paperwork that she's presented to the jury weren't even correct, right? And then they had to ask her for the documents, right? And then she wants us to believe that a man is more victim than a woman, or a woman is a more victim than a man. Something to that effect she's saying, and who is the aggressor and who is not, who is reactive and proactive. And she talk about those things. It was like it didn't have any relevant. I know what she's saying. She's saying that men are more violent than women, but I already talked about that. So she was basically dodging the question. She was dodging the question. She wasn't, right. And she says that man is the perpetrator. She present the thing like men are the perpetrator and women are the um is the one who is being inflicted here, and that's not true. And then she says she's doing an assessment, but yet she did not assess Johnny, right? She didn't assess him. So there you have it, guys. So those are my thoughts. And I can say, as I sit here and I have experienced abuse, the way she tells the story to me, I mean, I can say I'm just, what would I call this? I can just say that I'm just surmising. It's not conclusive, but as a victim of domestic violence, I don't see her behavior is not consistent, right? And then it didn't touch me because I can tell you a story that I know the way I don't focus on things around me when I'm telling my story or what happened to me, right? I don't. I can tell the story that I believe that when a person, you're first hit by an individual, yes, you're shocked, but you feel like at that point, because it was early in the relationship, because remember, their relationship is only 15 months. And a person, she claimed that he started to hit her right away, right? Because it's not long. The relationship is only a 15-month relationship. So therefore, he must have hit her soon in the relationship. So the love and the bond and the whole thing that she claimed was there, I don't know, right? She's going to run, and she didn't run. I went into shelter 2-3 times with my kids, right? It's more than just that. When something has happened, sometimes when you don't leave an abusive relationship, is because there are other factors that are involved. Like you have kids, you don't have anywhere to go, you're poor, you don't have money. Those are factors, and that wasn't her situation. She had a home, she had a house, she kept her own apartment. So that is not, I don't understand it. So to me, she kept going back. I didn't have anything. Most women who went through abuse, they don't have anything. They don't have nowhere to run to. They have their parents, they will go to their parents. Sometimes they are ashamed. But she was living into a home. She had an apartment. She had a place by herself, and she didn't sell her place. She wasn't destitute. She didn't have children. She could walk away, and she chose not to. And then what get me, one of her thing that she said, how when the abuse starts, she said, how the little things or the little hitting, she didn't take it much. Or she thought of herself as very strong, or very, yeah, something to that effect. Oh, she's strong, or she this. People, when man lick you strong or not strong, everything, even if him pinch you like this, it hurt you deep down in your soul. Lie she tell. It hurts you, you not forget it. When somebody abuse you, even if the person says something to you that is not right, because she say him call her a whore and this and what not, right? Those things don't leave you. And she barely want to say it, right? If a man beat me, I'm not going to say he hit me or he slapped me. He beat me. He beat the heffing out of me. That is what is consistent with people with victim, who is victim. And I want to know, a victim, come here, come talk. How can you be a victim and you are called the man in a video? Johnny, you're so weak. You're so weak. You're an old dried up man. You're old. And said to him, say, I slapped you. She did say that. She says, I didn't punch you, Johnny. I slapped you. You grow up. You must it's almost like she want him to say, you're too soft. That's what she said. She said, you're always running, with her own words. She said, you're always running away. And then I saw that she was setting that up to, oh, Johnny Depp leave all the time. Him leave because I don't want you. Can't stand you. But you were already married you, so him just keep you. He wanted it to work because he didn't want to see it. It is consistent with his behavior. He didn't want it. So long he stayed with his wife. That is it. Right? And so that is what I have to say. Right? I mean, anybody have any comment, you can text me. Right? You can text me at the end of the day. You can tell me if you like what I have to say. I mean, tell me if it makes sense. But that is it, guys. That is it. And anybody who has been through abuse, you go and listen to her testimony and tell me if that makes sense if you go through abuse. When you go through abuse, darling, you don't have time to look on the floor and talk about the floor dirty. You don't. You're in so much pain and disbelief that you can't see nothing around you. You're devastated. I think if you have kids, you run with your pity them. Even though if you stay with a man, you will come back. But it's not consistent with a woman who's been abused. You go out, or you go for your walk, or you go to your parents' house for a week or so, and you come back. You keep coming back to the abuser, and I understand that. Because you keep coming back for something, then them sweep you in again and again until they say it's not going to happen again and again. But the way she explained it is not really consistent with when a man abuse you. I mean, some of it is almost like she's trying to put bits and pieces together. Right? You don't just sit down and gone and you're in your car and you call up people. You call up your friend. Guess what just happened? She said she have our friends as supporters. That's what she said. But then she wanted to make it look like said Johnny bought our friend them. So where is our friend for come testify now? And say, yes, we did see it. So she should put them on the stand. Right? And if she have all kind of bruise because Johnny wear a lot of rings, her face would have mash up. Lie, she tell, lie. The girl is a liar. Anyways, guys, have a good night. And I will give you my commentary on the end tomorrow, end of day, right? Because, that's what I do here. Subscribe to my channel, guys. Shireen Spence, right? Find me on YouTube, subscribe to me, right? I talk about anything. I'm not afraid. Anyway, love you guys. See you next time in the other video. Bye.